All right, so I decided it would be nice, and I would actually kind of help you with this one. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna solve this, and so we can multiply that first one by a three, and then we'd get us a value. We can come up with A is going to be a -1, and C is going to give us a 4. And this one we can multiply by a 3 on the top row, add the two systems together. We could solve for B and get 5, and then plug that back in, and then we can get D as a -7. So that I was not going to do it, but then I decided to go ahead and do it, and I kind of put a break in there so you'd had to actually watch the next video to see that. But that's kind of how it works there. All right, so let's look at labor costs for this example. So suppose a company makes two types of skis, trick and slalom. Assembly of each ski takes 5 hours and for the trick and 3 for the slalom. And finishing takes 1.5 for the trick and 1 for the slalom. Now, suppose the company has two manufacturing plants, one in California with hourly rate of $12 per hour for assembly and $7 per finishing, and the other in Maryland for 13 and 8 respectively. Now we're supposed to represent the labor hours per ski in matrix L and represent the hourly wages in matrix H. All right, so the hours are going to be up here, the wages are here. So hours, well, assembly is going to be 5 and 3. Finishing is going to be 1.5 and 1. Again, that's 5 and 3, 1.5 and 1. So the one row is going to be slalom, the other row is trick, and that's what we have here. Now, matrix for this one is going to be 12 and 7 and 13 and 8. And so that's what we see here for our matrix H. Now they're going to probably say, let's multiply something. So since H and L are both 2 by 2 matrices, we can take the product of H and L in either order, and the result will be a 2 by 2 matrix. So if we multiply HL, we get the following: 99, 31, 59, 18.5. So again, we're taking 12 times 5 is 60, plus 39, it gives us 99, and the other one, just keep our working our way down. Now, if we multiply the other way, L times H, now we'll take that 5 times 12 is 60, plus that one's going to give us 10.5, so it's going to be 70.5. And then again, multiplying all that, and so we have the LH. Now, what do those elements represent? All right, well, let's say L, again, we had the hours, that's the cost. So H times L, it's going to be the product of those, and that's going to give us some values, okay, some dollars. So $60 is labor cost for the trick assembly in California and $39 for the ski assembly in Maryland. For the total cost is going to be making no sense because they're different skis and different plants. So we can't really add them together like you would think you would, but that's kind of what they are. So, again, you're taking the cost in California, cost in Maryland, the trick, the slalom, multiplying them together. So that's kind of just a kind of a arbitrary number. Now, going the other direction. Now, this is going to be 70.5 in the first row. And so what does this one say? Well, this is assembling cost. This is finishing cost. This is assembly and finishing. So that's 70.5. So $60 is the labor cost for trick ski assembly in California, and 10.50 is the trick ski finishing in California. So this gives us a total cost for a trick ski at the California plant. And similarly for if slalom skis, if we were doing slalom skis. And so labor cost per ski for California is going to be trick is going to be 70.5, for Maryland is 77. For California, it's going to be 43 for a slalom and 47 in Maryland. So this way makes sense, whereas the HL didn't make sense as far as what the values cost. So you kind of have to sometimes, label what you have, like we did over here. We're taking California and then trick and slalom. And so those, different skis, different plants doesn't make sense. And so, this one, the value really doesn't do anything for us. But when you take this one, we're taking assembly at times assembly and finishing, that number really does help make sense. And so we think about the pieces, 60 and 10.5 California for trick and 10.5 for that. So it does make sense. Oops. And so this kind of really helps us, the LH. The HL doesn't. And so, you always have to think about what way works and what way doesn't work. So again, that's how we are going to look at this one. All right. I think that's all. So I'll let you go with that, and I'll come back with some actual exercises worked.